everybody, Sandy here. Today we're working on a 20-ounce tumbler, and we're going to be doing the tack it method to begin with, and then we're going to move on to the other part of this, which is kind of cool. We're going to be doing what I'm calling the Jolly Rancher tumbler. And the reason that I call it that, and these are Jolly Ranchers. No, I'm not putting these on the tumbler. I just don't think that sugar would hold up. It'd be interesting to try though. If you've ever noticed a Jolly Rancher when it's been sitting in the sun and it gets all soft and gooey and yucky, and then you try to pick it up and it strings all out. Okay. Hang in there with me. We're going to do something of the like on this tumbler. So for starters, we're going to go ahead and get our tack it on there. And we've got an iridescent white, and then I've got a chunkier flake of iridescence here. I'm going to try to work with both of those and see how it works. I've cleaned this tumbler off with alcohol. 91%, I believe. And I don't want that to roll off. We are going to start with the chunkier and then move on to the finer, and hopefully it covers well enough. I didn't base paint this because I don't think it's going to need it based on what we're going to do with it. And it's going to be sort of a like when you do the Milky Ways, except for we're going to do it with mica treated resin. Get this on here before I get it all over the place. I'm probably going to do two coats of Tack It, because I don't think that one is going to be enough. My Tack It is watered down, about a 30-70 ratio of water to Tack It. Okay, we're going to see if the chunky glitter allows me to do the Tack It method. I've got my glitter tray. I've got a couple of sheets of paper here. And we're just going to pour this on. The bottom, I'm going to concentrate, oopsie poopsie, with the finer glitter. I think that's going to be a better bet for that. I hate doing anything with chunky glitter on the bottoms of my tumblers. Yeah, not my idea of fun. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pour this on to begin with. And it's a nice iridescent, so I'm hoping that it does what it needs to do. And I am trying to keep it just to the bottom as much as possible, because I want that chunky to stick. And if I do the fine first, it will inhibit that chunky from sticking. Okay, not bad. I can live with that for now. Just punch that in. Oops, don't grab the tumbler, Sandy. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what it does when we rub it in. Move this one aside. And we're going to go for the chunky. And if this doesn't work, you won't have ever seen this, because I will totally eliminate this part and start anew. On to the fun stuff. Let's see how we do. And I'm going to do it without a glove. against my better judgment. We'll see how this fares out. Okay, I've applied 10 milliliters of epoxy to this tumbler. We're going to let it spin. It'll spin overnight for me. Tomorrow we will put our Jolly Rancher touch to it, and we'll see how we like it. I'm going to take you in a little bit so that you can see hopefully see the colors that are coming through. There. I know you can hear that creaking of the camera holder. But yeah, I'm seeing the greens. I'm not seeing the purples and the pinks come through, but I know that they're there. So I'm going to take you back out, and we'll be back to do our Jolly Rancher part of this. We are back, and I have put a very thin coat of epoxy on this tumbler. It was a little rougher than I wanted it to be, but I've mixed up all of my colors that are going to go on here for the Jolly Rancher colors. This one is Glacier Blue. And these have been mixed up for a little while. I wanted them to be thicker. This one is Jurassic Green, and these are all T-Rex inks. Now, you'll notice that you can somewhat see through there. I've made them translucent on purpose because I want to be able to mimic the candies, and the candies aren't opaque. This one is Sunshine Yellow. And this one is Bellini Orange. And this one is Purple Amethyst. Of course, it's to represent grape. And the grape is pretty dark in the candies, so I made it kind of dark here, but it's still somewhat translucent. And then the last one is Shiraz Red. And I know it looks kind of orangish, but it is red. When you look at the orange and the red together, you can see the difference. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting these onto my tumbler. Now, I'm not going to torch my tumbler. It's been my experience when I've done the thickened resins like this that you don't want to torch it because you don't want to loosen it up. So, and this epoxy that's on here was mixed at the same time these all were. So that was a little thicker as well, starting to somewhat set up. So we're just going to go ahead and jump in here. And I haven't decided yet whether I should just pour it on or if I should use some sort of a tool. So I'm going to just start and see where it takes us. Like I said, I don't want it to that blooped right down on me. All right, we're going to set this one aside. I don't want it to meld into the tumbler. I want it to have texture. So, that being said, I'm going to be looking toward this staying up. Oops, I didn't mean for that to happen. Staying raised up a little bit. This tumbler has cured overnight. We didn't get the raised bumps that I was hoping for. It melted in just a little, well, a whole lot too much, to the point where it's nice and smooth. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to go ahead and put some temporary tattoos on this, and this I'm going to put on one side, and this is the one I'm going to put on the other side, you know, front, back, whichever. This is the tattoo that I'm using, the company that puts this one out. I've used these before. I like them. And being that we have such a multicolored background, which I think is kind of cool. I'm going to turn this on so you can see. It really does look kind of psychedelic. Use your own words. So I think this is going to be really cool behind these tattoos. All right, we've got them all cut out. I am just going to peel the backer off of there. Lay that aside. And I have decided that I want the curls to go down. I think. Oh boy. Yeah, that's what I want. I want the curls to go down. So I'm going to pick out where I want this. Set it down. Smooth it out. The cup is not completely smooth. There isn't bumps, but there are ripples, because some of that did want to kind of stand up a little bit. And I am going to, because I forgot to bring water in with me, I'm going to just spray it out of the spray bottle. I think it'll be fine. It doesn't take a lot. This is just distilled water that I have in this spray bottle that I keep here in my studio for numerous things. There. Oh, not quite wet enough up there. Come on, you. My sprayer doohickey is a little short in here. Okay, so I want that good and wet. Work out what I can while the backer's on there, and then I'll work the rest of it out afterwards. Oh, and we're already sliding, so we're definitely adhered. I just want to get some of those bubbles out rather than pull them out with the squeegee or my fingers. I just want to work it out. Work it out, work it out. There we go. Okay. And like I said, I have slippy slidey here. There, I think that looks pretty cool. I like it. That is interesting. Let's give this a little pat, pat, pat around there. I see a bubble, so here's some water. Get it on my finger so that I can move that bubble around. There, ease down. And just inspecting it for hidden bubbles. And I think we're good to go. There, I think that looks pretty cool. And then we're going to do this one. This is the bottom. This is the top. I wanted to get a little closer to the actual designs so that I can see where I'm placing this. Okay. So I think I want that one down just a little bit, like such. Like a de such. Okay. It's tough when you don't get into every little detail, because then you are guessing about where this sits as opposed to all these wonky lines. But we're going to do the best we can with what we've got. And we're looking here. I'm calling that down. Yep, that middle section. Now, this is a straight tumbler, so why these don't really want to lay down there nicely, I'm not sure. But they'll go down anyway. All right, here we go with this Squirtomatic. And doing this really does kind of save on the paper towels that we're only going to throw away anyway. So, and it's not hurting a darn thing down below. And you can see the bubbles that come up underneath that. Pretty good through the backer, so it's a little easier to knock them down before you take the backer off. Let's see if he's ready. He is ready. Okay. And there we have it. Go. Isn't that pretty? And I love that it has all those colors to draw from. And they all tie in together. And the same with this side. This side is not quite as pronounced. Those black lines aren't quite as thick. But I think it still looks pretty darned cool. I love the loopies up here. Isn't that pretty? This reminds me of henna art. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it before in some of my other tutorials. But so that's what we've got here. When we come back, you will see this baby epoxied and finished, and that'll be it for this tutorial. So thanks for hanging in there with me. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. If you haven't subscribed, maybe you want to consider subscribing. Sometimes I do some weird and off-the-wall things. But above all, I think we have fun. Because even if you don't laugh at me, I laugh at me. So stay tuned. We'll be back with the finished and final reveal.